Greetings everyone, this is Connor from DagoraC TV, and in this video we're talking about Todd Howard's revelations at the DICE convention. Okay, so a couple of days ago, Todd Howard was at the DICE convention in Las Vegas, and he was talking about Fallout 4 and was being interviewed by Pete Holmes and talking about really the work of Bethesda and everything like that. Really, it was a 35-minute interview. And it was really cool to see and really cool, fun to listen to Todd Howard speak about the franchises of Fallout and Elder Scrolls. And in that, he gave away kind of a big revelation, or a big teaser, if you will, and he said this exact quote. "We are doing 3 longer-term projects at Bethesda Game Studios. We'll talk about them in the far future. They are different from anything we've done before, while also being a Bethesda-style game." So this is very, very exciting for someone who is a Bethesda Game Studios fan. As you know, Bethesda as a publisher is releasing, tons of great games, like Dishonored, Wolfenstein, Doom. Doom, not obviously yet to come out, but it looks great, and we'll have to see how it is once the reviews come out and once the game comes out itself. But they're publishing a lot of games, and this is something that, as the Bethesda first-party studio, is very much for me looking forward to, or very much for a lot of Bethesda fans, is I love these style of games, and having them do something different, because for me, Fallout 4, while I had a phenomenal time with it, and really had a lot of fun, it felt like an old game, and with them doing something different is a lot of fun. But obviously the big thing that gets me in this is that they're doing 3 longer-term projects. So the first reaction that I got when I looked at this was Fallout, Elder Scrolls, and the new IP. That's what I got in my mind. I do think Elder Scrolls is in development. The reason why I think that is in development because there's a lot of people worrying online that they're not doing Elder Scrolls. It's going to be 3 brand new games. The reason for that is because Pete Hines says that Elder Scrolls 6 is definitely happening and is going to be coming out. It's years away, definitely, as he said, and that was in E3 2015. He said that on a tweet after he was talked about it and asked about it quite a lot, and then went on to kind of share Elder Scrolls Online and Elder Scrolls Legends, the card game that's coming out. So Elder Scrolls 6 is definitely happening. Whether it's going to be years away or soon, who knows, but it's happening. When it comes to these, though, I do think that some of the kind of speculation has been a little bit wrong, as some of them have said that it could be this kind of indie style smaller game, whereas I'm not sure if that's going to be the case, because Todd Howard was interviewed by Wired.com not long ago, and in that interview on the magazine, he said on that we are not going to stop making bigger games. We are not going to be settling for doing the smaller style games. As he was asked, Ubisoft, obviously made Child of Light, an indie style game, and he says, that's great, for different publishers to do and different game studios to do that, but we're not going to stop making bigger games. So whether that means that they're not going to make that, I personally believe that they are working on 3 I think they're working on 3 Bethesda-style games, which is these open-world playgrounds to go in. The difference is, the new IP, anything is up for suggestion. I mean, for me, I kind of hope it's in space, to be honest with you. I'd love a space Bethesda game. Fallout, I can see some of the speculation about that. Obsidian have wanted to make another Fallout game for quite some time now. They've been they're saying, yeah, we'd love to make another one, we want to make another one, and there's been teasers going around on the internet and pictures released by Obsidian, so I wouldn't be surprised if Bethesda is not working on Fallout right now, and is actually shipping that over to Obsidian, because Obsidian did a phenomenal job with Fallout New Vegas. There's a lot of people who were fans of the originals that not a huge fan of Fallout 3 and 4, loved New Vegas because it had that, so much of them dialogue options that none of the original Fallout games had, and I wouldn't complain with Obsidian doing a Fallout game. I'd be very happy with it. But in the presentation, Todd Howard also says that this is his busiest time working at Bethesda, and that's kind of good to hear, to be honest with you. I mean, give the man a break, he's made great games year after year, but to hear that they are coming out with more games and what I love is very exciting to me. The only worry that I've got is that they are maybe going to lower the quality, maybe, but that's not a huge worry, because it could be, if they're able to keep that. They did expand the studio to over 150 people now, and they did say that they are going to be working on mobile and other stuff. They're not going to be focusing on them anymore, because they did make Fallout Shelter, but with another studio making them, I think that it gives them more time to focus on these core games, and I'm very excited to hear what Bethesda has in the future. When will we hear about these long-term projects in detail, though? I'm not sure. I mean, they said it's going to be in the far future, but 1 month ago they said that the details for Fallout 4's DLC is going to be long away. It's going to be talking about them in quite some time, and then a month later, look what happened. They announced Phase 1, it seems, of their DLC. So it definitely does look like that we may hear about them I think we may hear about one of them at E3. I doubt it's going to be, if it's going to be an Elder Scrolls or Fallout, I don't think we'll hear about that at E3, but I think if it's going to be a new IP, I think we may hear about that one. The reason being is because also in this interview, he said that they was keeping it up over this long time, and they felt this degree of pressure from the fans, of people just asking, are you making Fallout? Is Fallout happening? We're not sure if it's going to be made, are you doing it? Whereas, it seemed that he was quite uncomfortable, and the team was quite uncomfortable with that pressure, so maybe they just kind of want to say, yeah, we're making it, but not announce a release date, so who knows about that. But I still believe that Elder Scrolls 6 is in development. I still think that is one of the 3 projects. I think they're going to try and do different things around them, try and make it more of an RPG and less of an action-adventure game, would be maybe what they mean by it. Maybe go a lot more story-driven, which is kind of different, but I think they're still going to do that style of play the way you want to play. And to be honest, I don't think having a change is a bad thing, because I think there's always been changes in the single-player Elder Scrolls games. There's a lot of people who are fans of Morrowind that are not fans of Skyrim. A lot of people that are fans of Oblivion and not fans of Morrowind, and so on. And there's still people who play Arena and Daggerfall who are not fans of the later games, because they're so different between the 3 of them. As some people say they're the same style game, yes, they're the same style, but I got a very different feeling in Morrowind than I did in Skyrim, for instance. And I think that kind of goes on the same line, and I'm very interested to hear what changes they're going to have when they announce Elder Scrolls 6, and how it's going to be like. But I've just got my fingers crossed to see that these are going to be great, playground games, which Bethesda does so well. And I'm very much looking forward to hearing more about this in the future. Hopefully we'll hear more details and more glimpses about it soon, because I don't think he was actually allowed to tease that details, but he released it anyway. As he said, I can't tease anymore, I'll be in trouble, but it was great to hear something from, what's happening inside of Bethesda. So thanks all for watching the video. If you like any of my content, then be sure to like and comment. And also, if you want to donate, you can do. There's Patreon and PayPal links in the description below. And any and all donations that come back into them parts go back into the channel and not in my back pocket itself, as you can tell by me speaking in this beautiful Blue Yeti mic right now. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at DagoraC, and look out for all the other videos coming out in the week, and more Elder Scrolls videos at the Elder Scrolls 6 videos playlist. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Goodbye.